Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Dead Space 2. This is episode 17, and is very likely the final episode. So, last time I managed to find something new to get killed a whole bunch by, and that was a variant of the Ubermorph from the first game, a unkillable regenerating Necromorph that just relentlessly hunts you down. Though I actually died more, I think, to the Necromorphs around it than the creature itself, since it is much slower than the slashers in this area. So this is the Marker chamber, where some kind of singularity is happening with all the Necromorphs. Well, I say all of them, but I don't know if it's all of them. At least I managed to not stab myself in the brain last time when we did the eye machine. Okay. I thought that they were getting sucked up and they weren't actually paying attention to me. Clearly that's not the case for all of them. So is there a reason they needed to build a marker that's, you know, 50 stories tall instead of just the regular size? Like, I feel like if you're going to be testing, you don't test with the biggest one possible. You start small first, like the one we saw being constructed in the laser room. Alright, so I'm going to watch out for leapers because they do a lot of fucking damage at this point. If I can take his head off, then he's useless. And he actually died because he can't do anything without his head. Alright, here's our big beastie buddy. I kind of feel like we're not going to be able to kill him. We're just going to have to deal with the marker before he can do anything. There's a lurker somewhere. I'm thinking I probably shouldn't be wasting my pulse rifle ammo in case I do actually need it for precision later. Alright, we made it out of the very loud marker zone. I thought I hurt myself there. I thought one of those yells was Isaac. But no, that was just both of them exploding. And I got 2 detonator rounds out of that. Always good when I get a recording stutter within the first, like, 3.5 minutes of the video. That can either mean it's going to keep doing that for the whole video, or it's just going to do it once. Alright. I had to use a stasis charge there. Balls. Alright, this is probably a good area for the contact beam. I can't believe I'm having so much trouble hitting this leaper. It would be a good area for a contact beam if it wasn't that exact combo of slow and very fast enemy. Okay, where is this puker gonna pop out? Maybe let's not worry about it and let's just go. Very little reason for us to kill every enemy. I definitely did not expect him to just punch down the door. Oh, there must have been a stasis container. So did he melt off the helmet, or did he just open it somehow? when someone pukes on you, which makes you puke to death. So yeah, I was not prepared for the smashed door. I thought he was just going to pop out of a vent again. But I guess that room is too small for that. Okay, so this place is bad. I don't have any more stasis charges. I think I can safely say that the Puker is the enemy I hate the most throughout this playthrough. Just the fact that they appear everywhere and they can slow you so easily is what makes them so loathsome. I don't know if they return in Dead Space 3 or not. Some enemies do, some enemies don't. Basically, the Dead Space wiki has a whole list of enemies. It's like, enemies that only appear in Dead Space 1 and 2. Enemies that only appear in Dead Space 1 and 3. Enemies that only appear in Dead Space 2. Alright, I just realized halfway through that I was mashing W and not E. Leapers, too, I'm not super fond of, in this game specifically. They seem a lot more dangerous than they were in Dead Space 1, where they were kind of just a regular trash enemy that would show up everywhere. But here, they do so much damage, and they're so fast. Okay, put one of those there. Yep, I still got hit by something. I don't know if it's the Puker or the Ubermorph, but one of them seems to have like a body part that will just damage you when it falls off. It might have just been him swinging at me like that, but... Oh shit, where did that stasis canister go? It fell under the floor. Or down there somewhere. Alright, let's just go. Watch out for this leaper. Absolutely not. You are not puking on me from back there. Cool, I like how 3 contact beam shots don't do anything to him because he was in an invincibility state. Isaac, you can open the door at the same time. I couldn't open the door because he was reloading. Oh man, let's just hit this elevator. Oh, hold on. Audio log. Or text log. Oh, this is not a good time for a log. To anyone who may find this transmission, there are people, even some of my own staff, who say I am a monster for what brought to this station. They say the marker is manipulative, that it influenced my decisions. They don't understand that what I did for the community, for our species. Titan Station was a dead husk before I breathed life back into it with government research grants. That research into unimaginable sources of energy, into manufacturing techniques and efficiencies far beyond all previous understanding, is the only hope that remains for mankind. We have relied on destructive planet cracking for far too long, and now we can no longer sustain ourselves. We need the markers to survive. If we fail in our efforts to understand them, there is no hope left for humanity. Hans Tiedemann. So basically, he's falling for the whole thing, where, oh yeah, they provide an unlimited energy source, so that you'll become dependent on them, so that you will become Necromorphs. So that you will call the makers of the markers to your location once you're ready. It'd be nice if I could lock doors behind me. There's a fan here. I wasted that stasis on that fan. It just seemed weird that there was just a pointless corridor. Okay. That's cool. No, I'm trapped in here with him now. And this is a dead end. My dead end, to be precise. Probably would have known that if I had paid attention from over there. I can run past him, though. Oh, come on. Really? I ran by specifically on the side that I cut the arm off so he couldn't hit me. And he hit me anyway. Alright, well, we're almost at the marker.
The research in that marker is worth every life we just lost!
I didn't see the E. Man, he's not looking good. Well, even he has a unique death animation. So I guess we will be killing him ourselves instead of just watching him die through a window. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was looking out for Necromorphs.
The research in that marker is worth every life we just lost!
Alright, I pulled it out.
I won't let you throw all this away!
Isaac, you could pull out a gun, maybe. Oh, that works too. Hold on. I missed, apparently.
Thank you, Isaac. Now, time to die.
What?
Trick, bitch.
Yours is the last body we need to be reborn. The Makers must be absorbed.
The Makers? You mean me? But Strauss said we could destroy the marker.
Not if we consume you first.
All right.
I trusted you.
I trusted you, hallucination in my head. So, I guess this is our final boss, Hive Mind. I was kind of wondering if we were just going to walk up and, like, you know, touch the marker and suddenly it would be fine. And there would be no final boss. Okay, so this is going to be tough, because we got the pack coming at us. Well, here's a good use for the contact beam. So instead of a hive mind, we just fought a mind. Boy, my health is very not good. I was just tanking those hits from the pack.
Reactor containment stabilized. Reactor patches imminent. Evacuation
Well, I guess she was right after all. It's time to die. If only there was someone nearby in a ship who could save us. But no, there was no one. As Isaac slowly loses consciousness from the blood leaking out of the hole in him.
You complete bastard! Was this your great plan? Dump me off and die?
It's all about ideas, remember?
Yeah, well, here's another one. I'm crashing through the roof to get you. Now move your ass.
Wait, no, Ellie, it's too late. Stay clear of the station.
Yeah, well, you don't really have a say this time. Heads up.
And maybe put your helmet on. Am I gonna have to fly up to her? I can't. Okay, I do have to steer. I wasn't sure if he was doing it on his own. We have to get in here without getting smashed by a rock. Which, I'm taking these turns pretty tight, so it doesn't give me a lot of options to aim. Oh, okay. I was kind of aiming for the back.
Take my hand!
I'm trying!
Isaac, boost. I guess every Dead Space game really does just end with you flying off in a shuttle. Oh look, it's a repeat of the end of the first game, but there's no Nicole ghost this time. I'm pretty sure there's no Nicole ghost in Dead Space 3. We're gonna get like fake jump scared by Ellie. He's like, I remember this one. Hi.
What?
I'm glad they didn't feel the need to be like, oh, he hallucinates her as a Necromorph for a second. So yeah, that's Dead Space 2. And it was a joy to play through. I can definitely see why people rate it as the best of the series, because there are some things it definitely does better than the first game. I think atmosphere is maybe the one that it's a little weaker at, because again, Dead Space 1 was a little more heavily inspired by survival horror, whereas this is more kind of fully embracing the sci-fi setting and having a little more action-y sci-fi horror. But it was still good. There was a lot of good kind of little set pieces that didn't drag on, as I said. And there's no part of it where I really felt particularly frustrated because, oh, you know, I'm dying a bunch, but it was just, okay, now I'll do it better. I think my loadout was not the best. I liked the detonator, but I think I was leaning on it a little too heavily for what it's good at. And maybe I should have gave the Force Gun a chance, because that would have given me a knockback weapon to counteract the fact that a lot of my other ones were kind of setup based. You know, you can have the Force Gun and the detonator, and use the Force Gun to knock them into the detonator rounds when they run past them. So yeah, I could have done the loadout better, but I had fun with the weapons I used. Even the Seeker Rifle I thought was decent. There are just not a lot of places where you get enough time to line up a shot. But I will say that of all the weapons, none of them felt bad. So that's always a good thing. When you have enough weapons that it's actually just a matter of preference more than these are the good ones, don't use the other ones. Except maybe the flamethrower. I don't know if the flamethrower has a lot of practicality in this, which is why I didn't even bother buying it. So, some of the questions that are going to come up, probably in the comments. Am I going to do the multiplayer? Well, I guess when I'm recording this, I will have already done the multiplayer if it's going to happen, because it really just depends on how many people have the game on PC and are willing to get together, because I need at least 8 people for that. I don't think you can play with less than 8. So, when I'm saying this, you know, when I'm recording this episode, I've only just released episode 7. So, you know, half of the LP has not come out yet. So if there's going to be a multiplayer thing, it'll probably happen before this video goes up. Or at least be recorded before this video goes up. I would like to, though. I'd like to check it out. Even if it's just a one-off video. Just to see how they did it. Because obviously, multiplayer is very bad for games like this. In terms of, it's bad when someone like EA is like, no, you have to have a multiplayer mode. Which, let's be real, that's the only reason that this game has a multiplayer mode. Because EA was like, yeah, you know, the first game sold alright, but we want better, we want more. Everything always has to sell better. Better, better, better. Investors demand it. So they had to shove multiplayer in here, and then with Dead Space 3, they had to shove co-op in there. And that brings me to my other question that is going to come up. Are you going to play Dead Space 3? And my answer is yes. I know it's regarded as quite the black sheep of the series, because action shooter. But as I've explained to the folks in my Discord, which if you're not in there, you can always get in there anytime, because I enjoy horror more as a theme, as a setting, a series of tropes, you know, I enjoy all the stuff around horror, even if I don't actually get the fear reaction anymore. Because of that, it doesn't bother me nearly as much when something that is horror becomes like action horror or a little more comedy horror. That kind of shift in genre doesn't bother me nearly as much as it does some people who are like, it has to be pure horror and nothing else. So I think I'll probably enjoy Dead Space 3 a little more than some people did, but we'll have to find out, because I'm going to be playing it. I do even have the DLC already. While I was recording this LP, I ended up buying the Awakening DLC for Dead Space 3, because, surprise, EA made you buy the ending, the actual epilogue where the real ending is. So yeah, we're going to be checking that out, but not right away. Probably give it a couple months, you know. Let it settle before we just jump into another Dead Space. Because I basically did 2 Dead Space games here back-to-back. Extraction and then Dead Space 2. So I think I've got pretty good Dead Space coverage on my channel now. You know, 3 out of 4 games. Or 3 out of 5 if you count the mobile game that is impossible to play now. So thank you for joining me for Dead Space 2. I don't think we're going to have any post-credit stuff here. So this unlocks the fancier versions of suits, which have a little bit more armor than any of the regular ones, and give you bonuses to various weapons. Though I think the elite suit actually unlocks in the same place as the suit we have right now. Like, it doesn't, you don't get the blueprints right from the start of the game, you have to go through and unlock them again. Hardcore mode, this is the one where you only have 3 lives. Or no, sorry, you only have 3 saves. You can restart as much as you want from the saves. Ooh, that's brutal, actually. My only problem with this hardcore mode would be if it's like super buff damage, because if enemies can kill you in 1 hit, and you only have checkpoints from your last save with 3 saves, that's really brutal. But that's the one that unlocks the giant foam finger hand cannon, where you just point at enemies and Isaac goes pew pew, and they die. New Game Plus, keeps your prior stuff, and that's it. So there's the marker, it's complete. I didn't actually realize it right away, but the further you are into the game, the more this marker assembles. So like when I started this episode, there was just a huge bunch of fragments right here that were nearly complete. And now it's all joined together. I'm curious about this multiplayer, though. It's got like loadouts, unlocks. It's basically one team is Necromorphs, one team is engineers. And I think the engineers are trying to, you know, fix machines and whatnot before they run out of lives from the Necromorphs. And then Necromorphs get to spawn as various different kinds. I think you get points, you know, for kills and just for being alive that let you buy the better Necromorphs instead of just the respawning with the weakest ones. But yeah, I would like to try this. So we'll see if I get a chance before the end of this LP is released. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire. Thanks for joining me. I had a good time, and I hope you did too. And I'll see you, and Isaac, again in the future. Take care, folks.